Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Today's question is going to be this. As a kid, what did you see yourself doing? Meaning job. Please leave your answers in the comment section or just think about it. And my answer is this. To be honest, for the longest time, I didn't know what I wanted to do. And I never actually kind of focused on anything. But in the back of my mind, I think I had three career options that I thought of doing. So number one was, I think my earliest actually, was being a teacher. So why it happened, I don't know. It's, I think, just naturally. I remember once when I was like 9 years old, I was walking to school and in the morning, and I was thinking about like the day in the school that I will have to do, and I was remembering some lesson that I had like the day before, and I remember thinking about teaching that lesson. So like my teacher didn't really explain that topic so well, and I couldn't really understand it, but I had this idea that, oh wait, but if you explain it this way, even I could understand. I was always the smallest kid and the youngest kid, so of course it was always the most difficult for me to understand everything, because curriculums are usually made for like an average kid, but in terms of academics I was well below average, let's put it that way. And so it was always very difficult for me to learn things. And so I remember walking to school and thinking about how I would teach it. And that was probably my first kind of semi-conscious thought about my future job. And also, funny coincidence, I just realized my grandma really wanted to be a teacher when she was young, but she got sick, and I mean like really sick, like tuberculosis or something difficult. And of course in like 1930s, not 30s, 40s, I guess, you could not fix tuberculosis so easily. So 50s, anyway. So that disease actually prevented her from going to university. And I remember she was teaching me math, and like I could understand it quite well. And so then I guess, teaching probably would be my first thing that ever crossed my mind as a job. But I never really thought about me becoming a teacher because I always hated school. So it's kind of weird to want to be a teacher if you hate school. But anyway, so my next career option was an athlete. I grew up in Ukraine, and there the sport number one is football, and I mean soccer if you are from the other part of the world. So football was kind of suitable for me, I think, because first of all, it requires a lot of running, which I really liked doing. Also, I was very fast. Like I was one of like the fastest kids in the school, and so when you're fast, you can just play football well, and so I liked that. And also, I think my body type is kind of suitable for sports and not suitable for like sitting and doing things. Even like this, making this video, it's very difficult to think if I'm not moving. So anyway, I think some kind of sports would be very good for me, and I always imagined myself playing football, but I don't know, I've never taken any steps to make that happen. And my parents never took any steps because from their perspective, being an athlete is kind of, it will make you dumb. That's what their thought was. both with university degrees. Of course, they knew that if I become an athlete, I would not go to university, and I don't know why, but for them, university is very important. University is your future, blah blah blah. Anyway, so that was the reason, probably, why they never considered that I might be, how to say, athletically inclined. Yeah, and so those two things. And what was the third one? Oh my god, I'm blanking. I think it's still my sickness. My liver got somehow, I don't know, damaged or just slowed down, so it kind of poisoned my brain and I can't concentrate well. Yeah, basically teaching and sports. Those were my two main job occupation. One more was, of course, being a doctor. So my father is a doctor, and since I was small, I remember I had these like a set of 8, I think, books, which were all about human body. So like 8 huge, like this thick, like I don't know how to thick books, and each of them covered different aspect of human body, and so I always was interested in those books since I was small. And then my father is a doctor, so I thought, wow, this is quite a cool job. And so yeah, that also I considered, and that is actually the only job that I tried to get consciously. I went to medical school, and I think my first half a year showed me that is completely different from like my natural skills and talents and everything. That actually I kind of suffered through that whole experience in medical school for 2 years. Then after 2 years I decided, no, screw this, and I started learning languages, and I stopped going to classes. Yeah, I did study things that I decided were important, like physiology, and what was that? Something else I also studied, but mainly physiology, because I thought, like, even if I don't become a doctor, it's very important to know how human body works, and so I was studying that. But yeah, so anyway, after 2.5 years, I got sick. Maybe it had like something to do with my mental breakdown, because like I really hated it, like to the point of depression. And so yeah, anyway, I dropped out from medical university, and so anyway, those 3 things that were on my mind when I was growing up, what jobs I can have, and well, one of them worked out. I am a teacher, and I kind of, well, I can't say I enjoy it, but quite often it's nice. I like it. So that was that was my answer. And of course, please let everybody know what your answer is. What were you imagining yourself to do when you were a kid? Please leave your answers in the comment section, and I will see you hopefully tomorrow. Bye bye.